I toured the U.S. Brig Niagra, which is a historical replica of the ship sailed by Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry during the Battle of Lake Erie in the War of 1812. Captain Sabatini told me that he spends the whole summer sailing the Niagara from port to port.
The professional crew will come on usually for about 6 months. That's roughly the season, because we'll crew up in April or May, and people stay on to about September, October. So Niagara is the official flagship of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and Pennsylvania's goodwill ambassador. So we travel all around the Great Lakes and we tell the story of the ship. We also take on trainees. So students come onto the ship and they become part of our crew.
In addition to teaching the next generation of sailors, Captain Sabatini also shares the story of the U.S. Brig Niagara, which, aside from being in the Battle of Lake Erie, I'm not too familiar with the details, so I'll let the captain fill us in.
Spoiler, we won. Niagara was the relief flagship for Oliver Hazard Perry. And Oliver Hazard Perry, he is the one who coined the phrase, "Don't give up the ship." It was part of a really important battle for the War of 1812 because the battle that Niagara fought in would give one of those two sides control of Lake Erie, Lake Huron, Lake Superior, and Lake Michigan. So it was a pivotal moment in the War of 1812.
Now that we know how the U.S. Brig Niagara was used in the Battle of 1812, let's get a tour. Captain, how big is this ship?
Niagara is 120 feet tall, 200 feet long, has 15 sails, and there is 12,000 square feet of sail area, and there's 6 miles of running rigging of the rope that we use. So that's just in this one ship.
Wow.
And then, so we have the head rig, which is out there, and the crew actually have to climb out there pretty regularly to take care of things. The crew needs to climb up there too.
And you just climb up with the ladder rope?
Yes.
Okay.
So those are called ratlins.
Okay.
Is the actual, ladder, the rope ladder, and then the pieces that they're attached to are called shrouds. So those actually support the mast, and then we put the ratlins on so we can climb up there and do the work we need to do. So these are 32-pound carronades, and they don't weigh 32 pounds. It's because the ball is actually 32 pounds.
Okay.
These had a very short range, but they could fire a really big ball. And Niagara had 20 of these on the deck. So when a ship like this got in close, they would just be smashing the other ship. Naval warfare in the fighting age of sail was an absolutely brutal experience. So this is the tiller. This is how we steer the ship. We think that Niagara is probably one of the largest ships in the world that still is being steered by a tiller. So we don't have a ship's wheel. Now I haul the tiller over like this, and then the rudder is connected through this other piece of wood called the rudder post. So now I've just turned the rudder over there, which will allow me to turn the ship to the left.
I've never seen a ship navigated with a tiller before.
Well, it's like a little pulley system.
Yeah.
And then
There you go.
It's turned, that's it? Okay.
Yep.
And then I push it back. Walk me through that. I mean, did you always know that you wanted to have a ship or naval life?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, when I was about 16, I knew I wanted to be a tall ship sailor. This is truly my life's passion. I've the ability to share this with people is really what gets me going and motivates me to get up in the morning and go to work every day and do all those things. And it's because this is such a unique thing and such a huge part of our past and who we are as like a human race. I mean, it's really important. For thousands of years, the only way that people, commerce, or ideas moved anywhere in the world, it was on ships just like this. And it's really only the past 150 years that it's gone out of the public consciousness. This is something that has to be passed on person to person, hand to hand. It can't be something you can just be reading a book and figure it out.
I love that. I love that it started when you were young. You knew you wanted to do this, but it's going much further than just a passion. It really is almost a form of advocacy because you really do want to help people, and I love that.
Absolutely. I mean, that's, these ships, they don't have to exist anymore. But I feel that having them really does make everything better because the lessons you can learn on a ship like this you can't get that anywhere else.
Before leaving the ship, Captain Sabatini addressed the cocktail table, or so it appears.
Well, we get asked questions about this all the time because it's sort of a weird looking thing, kind of looks like a cocktail table.
Yeah, that's where you can get your captini.
Yeah, this is actually where the officers usually eat when we're up here on deck. We actually do just stand around here and have our morning meetings and things like that. But it's actually just a winch. So anything that's really heavy, we use this to pick it up. So we'll run, like the anchor, for example. We run a rope from the anchor, and that rope is brought to here, wrapped around this, and we have capstan bars. So back here, those big, huge bars get put into the capstan, and then people walk around. So they walk around, kind of winding up that rope, and that's how we pick up the anchor. It's how we actually sent all of the big pieces of wood that are up there. That was all done by hand with people.
Wow.
Yep.
That's incredible. To your point, I think there is a disconnect, and while I've seen ships in pictures, I mean, actually physically being here and experiencing it, I mean, it's just awakening an excitement in me that you just don't get in photographs or history books, and just physically seeing and touching and experiencing how things work. It's an experience that I just didn't think I would get today, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's why these festivals are so important. You know, this is how people find out about these things. You know, it's a place for people to gather, but it's also a place for people to learn.
Okay, now I want to learn more. The Nao Trinidad sailed in from Spain and is a replica of the flagship from Magellan's expedition in 1519. The ship weighs 150 tons and is 93 feet in length. The view of Lake Erie from the upper deck was worth the climb.
Note for anyone who wants to know, if you come on a ship, it is going to rock, which I guess is obvious, but I guess I didn't expect this much movement. So here's to being on sea for Lake Erie.
Watch Finding Festivals on PBS.org, and for more festival fun, be sure to like and follow @HaleyStory and visit findingfestivals.com.